I am currently teaching Matthew chapter 5 verses 17 to 20, under the heading, The Fulfillment of the Law. This means that all things which are written in the law will happen in the future. Read verse 17. Do not think that I have come to abolish the law or the prophets. I have not come to abolish them but to fulfill them. Matthew chapter 5 verse 17. Jesus says, do not think that I have come to abolish the law, Torah, or the prophets of the Old Testament. I have not come to abolish them but to fulfill them, in addition to my teachings in the 4 Gospels of the New Testament. Read verse 18. I tell you the truth, until heaven and earth disappear, not the smallest letter, not the least stroke of a pen, will by any means disappear from the law until everything is accomplished. Matthew chapter 5 verse 18. Jesus emphasizes that what is written in the law books of Moses, and in the books of the prophets in the Hebrew Bible, must be fulfilled and all things accomplished until the final day of the earth. Not a single word in the Bible will go missing, not the smallest letter nor the stroke of a pen will disappear from the law until everything has happened as intended. Eventually, the heavens and the earth will be destroyed and dissolved, and the law will no longer reign over us, for sin and death will be permanently destroyed. The Christian Bible comprises both the Old Testament and the New Testament, so we cannot turn a blind eye to God's laws or the books of the prophets in the Old Testament. We must acknowledge that everything in God's Word is eternally true and will stand until the end. Therefore, we must heed God's Word, be eager to learn, and remain patient until the end. Read verse 19. Anyone who breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven, but whoever practices and teaches these commands will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Matthew chapter 5 verse 19. Jesus says, anyone who breaks one of the least of these commandments and teaches others to do the same will be called least in the kingdom of heaven. But anyone who practices and teaches these commands will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. It's better to heed all the commandments of God's law as written in the Bible rather than follow those who omit certain commands and instruct others to do the same. Such actions will not be good. Read verse 20. For I tell you that unless your righteousness surpasses that of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, you will certainly not enter the kingdom of heaven. Matthew chapter 5 verse 20. Jesus says we should not follow the teachings of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law, for they love to adhere to the traditions of their forefathers and practice man-made rules rather than God's ways. We should obey God's word, everything in the Bible, and live righteously. Otherwise, we won't be able to enter the kingdom of heaven if we adopt the ways of the Pharisees and the teachers of the law. We must wait patiently, as everything written in the law and by the prophets must be fulfilled before heaven and earth pass away. At that point the law will no longer exist. We will be happy and live on a new earth when God creates the new heaven and the new earth as He has promised. For those of you who do not know God's law, I will teach it in the future so that you may understand His laws, commands, and decrees. God's law is given to all Israelites, whether they are born in the land of Israel or are descendants of Israelites, but not to the Gentiles. Therefore, you must learn God's laws and show proper respect to Him because He is the one who sent Moses to Egypt to lead the Israelites out of bondage from the hard-hearted Pharaoh with his awesome wonders, striking the Egyptians with 10 plagues. He brought the Israelites out of Egypt, leading them safely through the mighty Red Sea while causing it to swallow the Egyptian chariots, and their riders perished in the waters. Then He gave His laws, commands, and decrees to all Israelites, including the aliens who wished to join Him at Mount Sinai, after which they entered the Promised Land. He is the glory of Israel, the invisible God who does not dwell in any man-made idols. Nothing surprises God. He sees everything from the beginning to the end. He is the true and living God. Praise be to Him who lives forever.